When you run a business, it's important to know whether you're making a profit or not. And when you're an Etsy seller and you're getting payments through from Etsy, using the Etsy data that they provide is sometimes a challenge. They don't make it easy on determining what data what revenue you have, because wherever you look, it seems to be a different value, and looking at what's appropriate to charge taxes on and or be taxed on. So what I've done within this spreadsheet is take the Etsy data, automatically interpret it so that you can see what profit you've made, so that you can know straight away each month where you are with the business. So here we are in the setup page. So it lets you feed in goals, it lets you change currencies, so you can change to dollars if you want. You can change the starting month and year, so you could have this spreadsheet containing multiple years data, and it will allow you to be able to compare one year to the next, and so on. Some of these sections here are specific, in particular the expenses type, are specific to Etsy. So the shipping label and VAT value changes depending on what location you are. So you will, when you buy this product, you will get some instructions on how to use it, and part of that tells you what figures you should be looking for in your downloaded data from Etsy, so to replace whatever values are based on your location. So this is where you set up how you want your data to be categorized and split, and then you have several areas where you can input the data. So the colored tabs along the bottom are where you input the data. So from Etsy, you can download your finance data, so your accounts, on an annual or monthly basis, and you simply download the file, copy the data, and put it in here. No more than that. You can then also grab your Etsy order data and download it, copy the data, and just put it in there. You don't need to do anything else, and that will the spreadsheet will then automatically take that information and categorize everything into the appropriate expenses type, whether there's been refunds, what month that refund is applicable to, and so on. So you can really see what those figures mean, rather than the continuous numbers that you get from Etsy that kind of don't look as if they mean anything, and certainly don't add up if you try and do them on a quick check. So this is a tab that just a quick check on your Etsy payments and Etsy orders to make sure that there's no errors in there. You also have the ability to input data for other revenue streams and other expenses. So all of your materials that you have costs for, any software, marketing, etc. You can all put in here. Everything that's external to Etsy, you can log in these two tabs, and it just treats it as a standard bookkeeping tool. So even if you aren't on Etsy, this spreadsheet would still work as a standard bookkeeping spreadsheet. But because you're on Etsy, it allows you to take that data, put the information in, and it brings all of that information together and gives you one summary of the data. So if we then look through all of your reporting tabs, then we have a dashboard, and that dashboard shows you the information for the data reporting period that you've indicated on the setup page. It will show you whether you are hitting the goals or not, what your best month is, what your best sales day is, what your revenue's been on a month-by-month basis, and your expenses and how that's been broken down, etc. All of this is displayed in chart form, but you can see the actual detail in the numeric form by the profit and loss spreadsheet. So lots of numbers. The first section is for your reporting period, and then that's the section to your right is the previous reporting period, so that last year's data. And within this sheet, you can see the breakdown on a month-by-month basis of all of your revenue, all of your expenses by type, and then your total profit or loss, and a closing reserve. So if you have what your cumulative value of your profit is going forward based on data that you had from the previous year. So it's just a rolling amount based in your business, or the closing reserve in your business based on everything you've had each month, whereas each month shows you the profit per month, if that makes sense. Then we have a monthly dashboard, so you can drill down into each month and see where it's see what the difference is per month in a chart basis. You have a year summary, so it shows you, again, similar details, but just for the year. We also have a sales tax summary, so that it takes the information, again, from Etsy as to where you haven't paid tax, and will let you know what's still owed based on how Etsy has interpreted the sales that you've made on there. We also have a US state tax report, so you can filter by different states, and it shows you what tax is owed in each state. And similarly, you can see similar data based on a country or states to see where your popular countries are, what your popular states are, and again, it shows what your revenue is per state and per order. And this becomes relevant for thresholds for tax and things on a different state by state basis. So it shows you that information broken down by state or country, and you can then work out whether you need to pay tax or not. And that's it. So it's just a bookkeeping spreadsheet. And I don't want to say just, because it actually is very useful in working out your profit and loss, and powerful in taking the information that you get from Etsy that is a nightmare to try and interpret yourself.